That new wing that they've got at the back of Tate Modern may be the worst building of any kind I've ever seen or been in. It's so bad it defies the imagination. How could anybody, A, draw it down on a piece of paper and say this is what you want as an overflow for the vast numbers of people that troop through here, and B, how can anybody see that drawing and say, yes, that's absolutely what we want. Here's £100 million. It's like words fail me, almost. For a start, how could you be so bad at your job that you would make an overflow for a building that has too many people for the way it was designed, and not make it simple for a large number of people to get around? It's like a funnel. It's 10 stories high, and the only way to get around is to walk up and down stairs, because there's a few lifts, not remotely enough, and you can't get on. It's like trying to board a train at Clapham, at Camden Town at 8:30 in the morning, heading towards the city. You can't get on them. The doors open, and the tube train is so full you literally can't get on the train, so you have to wait for the next one. That's exactly what it's like waiting for the lift at that new building that they've stuck out the back of the Tate. So you are forced to climb the stairs. There's 10 stories. And they're not small stories either. They're quite large. That is the worst designed building I've ever seen in my life. And the stairs themselves are very, very narrow. So you've, like in periods of great busyness, you can't get up or down the stairs, and you certainly can't get in or out the lifts. It's just mind-bogglingly awful. How anybody okayed that building it should be a national scandal. I think what they need to do is tear it down right now, and then put up something that's more appropriate. Apart from anything else, on the outside, it's hideous. That little conglomeration of buildings there is now probably the ugliest part of London, and that's really going some. Because those... and if you do, by the way, climb to the top of the of that tower, whatever you want to call it, you then get a view into, and it's absolutely extraordinary. On 3 sides, you get a view of London, which is, I suppose, worth it if you don't mind climbing 10 big floors to get there. But on the 4th side, you're staring right into every living room of all of the blocks of flats that have just been put up there. And all those people, by the way, must be absolutely spitting furious, because when they moved in, that extension to the Tate wasn't there. And so they had a view. And somebody's built the world's ugliest building right in front of them. But it's worse than that, because everybody that gets to the 10th floor for the view, and it's really the only reason why you would go into that building, because the art ain't nothing to look at. I mean, the Tate Modern they don't have enough art to fill the space that they had already. Not world-class great art. They just don't, because they didn't buy it when it was affordable, and they can't afford it now. And so they just fill vast rooms with, well, I mean, some of it just looks like somebody's gone in there and scattered some cushions about. It's just terrible. And so they haven't got the art to fill the space that they already had. And now they've got even more space that they've, and what's in there now is just laughable. I mean, it's just, I mean, go there and tell me I'm wrong. It's abysmal. But when you get to the top, it's laugh out loud funny. They've even had to put a sign up saying, please respect our neighbours and not stare directly into their living rooms. But it's impossible not to. I mean, they're right there. You could almost reach out and shake them by the hand, they're so near. And there must be about 50 living rooms that you can see right into. And people are just peering in, because it's like watching TV. You just can't take your eyes off it. It's the worst designed building I've ever seen in my life, and how it ever got off the paper, I've got no idea. It's almost like a joke. They've got a restaurant up there that's on the 9th floor. that would have views of London. But they... the architects are such geniuses that they bricked up the view. When you're sitting at a table, you can't see the view. You have to actually stand up and tiptoe on your tiptoes to peer out to see the view in the restaurant on the 9th floor. I mean, just that alone, it's almost like they did it as a joke. It's the worst building that I have ever seen or been in. Inside and out, it's gobsmackingly, hideously awful. And I think we paid for it, didn't we? Staggering. There should be, I mean, that is a national scandal, and it should immediately be torn down and replaced by a building that actually works, you know, for people and art. What a concept. I'm right about that, though, by the way, the Tate. It's, I can't believe they got the same architects to design that bunker out the back that designed the hideous interior of the Tate Modern. And I go to there a lot because, you know, they have, quite often they have good special exhibitions. But every time I go there, I can't wait to get out. There's just something about the place that just sucks the life right out of you. It's just dispiriting. The lighting is bad. The air. There's something bad about the air. It's as though you're breathing in the fug of millions of people that have trooped through there. It's like you've got your nose to the armpit of every person that's been through there. There's no fresh air in the whole place. It kind of it doesn't stink exactly, but there's just no. It's like you're wandering about in a damp fug, a damp, badly lit fug, looking at art that is by and large rubbish. Now, I'm not one of those people that says that modern art is rubbish, but believe me, if you haven't been to the new Tate, most of it looks like, well, either we didn't have enough. I think it's one of two things, or it's a combination of two things. They don't have the art to fill the space. And there's so many people going through there that they can't put a lot of little fiddly pictures on the wall. You walk into a room and there'll be, like I said, it's like somebody will have put some scatter cushions at the end, and you don't know whether it's art or you're supposed to sit on them. But it will be like a couple of things in this massive room, things that you can take in as you walk in and then walk out, because there's so many people go there. Most of them have no interest in art. They're on school groups, or they're ticking it off their tourist list. You know, one of these things. They're not really that interested in art, any more than people who go and see the Mona Lisa in Paris are interested in art. They just want to take a selfie of them standing in front of it. And so they've made these big rooms that they don't want people to linger in. I think that's the thing. They just want it's less art and more crowd control. It's kind of embarrassing, really, that it's our most popular gallery. Why? I can't imagine. I think it's, like I said, it's just one of those things that tourists tick off their list. Because there's precious few British people there, like ever. It's all kids who are staring into their phones or sitting down on sofas and chit-chatting amongst themselves, not remotely interested in the art that's on the walls. It's almost like it's a fairground ride. But I double dare you, go to the extension that they built at the back of the Tate there and tell me that I'm wrong. It's the worst building in London, and like I said, that is a packed list. Not only is it gopingly hideous on the outside, but it doesn't work as a building on the inside. You can't get up it, you can't get down it. There's no view in the restaurant that's on the 9th floor. I mean, that's just absolutely staggering. That somebody would build a restaurant 9 floors up, with what should be a view over London, and then they brick up the view. And I just couldn't believe it. Shocked and stunned. It's the same bloomin' architects that made a mess of the inside of what is actually a magnificent building. I mean, it's one of those Giles Scott buildings, isn't it? Isn't it the same fellow that did Battersea Power Station? One of my favourite buildings of all time, which of course now they've surrounded with utterly hideous executive flatlets. Like we need another couple of thousand of those.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it. The despoiling, the continued despoiling of London's skyline. which never was that great in the first place. If only they'd asked me, I would have saved them a couple of £100 million, and they wouldn't have made such a tremendous mistake. Why don't they ask me?
Why doesn't anyone listen to me?
Exactly.